Thanks a lot, Nathan. Ole Miss Chancellor Dan Jones is vowing he will not step down after the IHL said he's out of a job in September. Today, in an exclusive one-on-one interview, Jones told me that the news caught him by surprise Friday. The IHL vote was not close, 9-2, not to renew Jones's contract. There are various social media sites now up and running designed to try and keep Jones in place. There's also a rally scheduled at the university's Lyceum for this Wednesday at noon. Tonight, Governor Phil Bryant's office sent me a statement regarding the decision on Jones. Quote, Governor Bryant absolutely did not ask IHL to not renew Chancellor Jones' contract. We're taking your feedback on the Dan Jones decision. Call us at our Feedback 16 line at 601-355-1616, or you can reach out to us on social media at our website, Facebook page, or on Twitter. Tonight, the FBI is speaking to 16 WAPT about its investigation into a Mississippi man being found hanged in Claiborne County. Local authorities say Otis Byrd was found hanging from a tree Thursday in Port Gibson. His body was 15 feet off the ground and a skull cap pulled over his head. No chair was found at the scene, and Byrd's hands were not tied together. Special Agent Allway added that a behavioral analysis expert from Virginia is coming to the area to assist the various agencies conducting that investigation. Byrd spent more than 2 decades in prison after he was convicted of murder in 1980. Officials do not know if his criminal past played a role in his death. Tonight, FBI officials continue to try and learn more about Otis Byrd. If you have information that can help them, call the FBI at 601-948-5000. Authorities are looking into an officer-involved shooting in Jackson. Police say they responded to a domestic disturbance on Fairway Street late last night. That's off of Old Canton Road. 39-year-old Alex Brown was the suspect. Officers say Brown tried to run over them with his pickup truck. And that's when they fired shots into that truck, causing Brown to crash into a house next door. They took him into custody, and officials expect both Brown and the officers to be okay. You know, Ryan, 10 years ago, I was one of the anchors who not only watched but reported on Hurricane Katrina as it slammed head-on in this region where I'm standing right now between Bay St. Louis, Mississippi, and Waveland. It changed lives, and it helped reshape the decade. Now the storm has become a time marker of sorts. People all over the Gulf Coast talk about things as before Katrina and after Katrina. Clearly, Katrina was a game changer. Here in Bay St. Louis, they refer to this tree right here as the angel tree, because survivors actually held onto its limbs to ride out the tremendous storm surge. Authorities have tied more than 1,800 fatalities to this hurricane. 238 of those deaths were right here in this state. Real estate experts estimate total property damage from Katrina at more than $80 billion. And the federal government has sent more than $100 billion in federal aid into the Gulf Coast. It seems almost cliche to say, yet almost unanimous that this storm has been unmatched. Homes, cars, businesses, there are literally thousands of people who lost everything in the wake of Hurricane Katrina. In fact, in the aftermath of the storm, the state saw a spike in residency. 16 WAPT's Bert Case talked to the transplant who had left the Gulf Coast in the wake of the storm and never made it back.
A few years later, they've forgotten how bad it was.
Ain't they forgot that lesson, and we hope they remember. Ryan, you spoke to a family split apart when Katrina hit. You know, in New Orleans, they say not a single firefighter left the city when Hurricane Katrina hit. But one of them actually spotted the broken levee before it plunged New Orleans underwater. Randy Russo with our sister station, WDSU, explains how that firefighter helped the city secure billions more in recovery funds. That was Randy Russo from our sister station in New Orleans. You know, there have been 2 tales of Hurricane Katrina, that massive flooding and dysfunction in the city of New Orleans, and then the utter destruction here on Mississippi's Gulf Coast.
In some ways, the state has been overlooked. The president has come here numerous times.
Over the past 10 years, Good Morning America anchor Robin Roberts has been a champion for Mississippi. The Mississippi native has brought ABC and their national spotlight to her hometown of Pass Christian dozens of times. It is hard not to notice the incredible changes that have occurred in this Gulf Coast region, certainly from the days when I was a little kid vacationing down here to now. But this rebuilding effort has been a testament to the strength of this area when you look at where things were 10 years ago and where they are now. So we remember 10 years after this horrible storm, and we keep our eye fixed on the hundreds of lives that we lost during Hurricane Katrina. But there is progress here on the Gulf Coast and in the state of Mississippi, from the coast way past the capital. People who are continuing to rebuild this state and trying to make it a very good place. We celebrate this time with our eyes fixed on the future. Live from the Gulf Coast, Scott Simmons, back to you. Breaking news tonight. Reports of shots fired at a gas station that's been the site of protests and drug arrests. One Jackson police officer has been wounded. 16 WAPT's Jennifer Ortega joins us live. Jennifer, what do we know? More information coming in on that shooting incident at Bailey Avenue and Northside Drive where a Jackson police officer was shot in the leg. We're told he was grazed. We just heard from Calendula Green from JPD. Here's what she had to say. That's right. Thanks a lot, Nathan. You know, we're continuing our severe weather coverage tonight. 16 WAPT's Jennifer Ortega is live in Jackson. Jennifer, we see some trouble on the roads tonight, haven't we? We have been. You know, tonight reports of power outages throughout the entire state. In fact, nearly 1,200 people without power in the greater Warren County area. Another 900 people without power in Vicksburg tonight. Nearly 800 outages in Crystal Springs, over 200 in Clinton, about 150 each in Pearl and Flowood. Now, in total, we're talking about 5,500 outages reported statewide. Let's bring back our meteorologist, Nathan Scott. What can we expect, at least from what we have for the rest of the night?
Yeah, like I said,
it was a day for a lot of thank yous in the Brookhaven area. Also time to make good on a deal made with a little scared boy who was trapped in a well. They made sure they honored Gabe's promise. A host of volunteer and full-time firefighters pitched in to pull Gabe out of that old well and then get that rope around his little dog Odie to pull him out, too.